This is not the video I had planned for today, but Apple being Apple, my MacBook stopped working and I just cannot get it to work again unless I take it to a shop, so I'm having to improvise a little bit here, but it is still something that you guys were asking for. Today I'm going to take you through a tutorial on how you can take your Google Glass Explorer Edition and upgrade it to the latest firmware, that would be XE24, and start to use a few different apps on it. This is the final update and it is a sad time because it means your Google account will no longer work. But what it does mean is the device will actually work. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review Clue. Okay, so here we are on my desktop. As we can see, I've got a couple of things already pre-downloaded. All of these links will be in the description down below, and I encourage you to download these and unzip them before continuing with this tutorial. There are a few things. There is our platform tools, the USB drivers, and the signed images as well. Now, it is well worth noting that the first thing we're going to have to do is change these drivers slightly. These Google drivers no longer support Google Glass at all, so it's going to require us to actually make some changes. We can do this by going into our USB drive and we can see Android WinUSB.inf. We can right click that, we can click open and open again. This will bring up our little notepad here. I'm going to leave a link in the description to this exact version of the driver, which already has all of the changes that you require. If you don't feel comfortable downloading a driver like this, then you can go ahead and make the changes yourself. They are very, very simple. You'll see under the header Google NT x86, the Google Glass section. It should look something like that. And the same with the Google NT AMD 64. Your Google Glass should look something like that. Please do leave EE1 and EE2 alone. We aren't actually going to be touching the Enterprise Edition 1 or Enterprise Edition 2 of Google Glass. We are literally just using the normal Google Glass. Okay, so we've created that driver. We now need to go ahead and actually install it. Now, in order to do that, we actually need to enable a certain mode inside of Windows called test signing, because we've changed this driver and it technically isn't signed anymore, and Microsoft thinks we've been tampering. So we need to go ahead and open our command prompt. We can do that, but ensure that we're running as administrator. While we're here, we can just paste set B. We can just use the code bcdedit set test signing to on. The operation was completed successfully. We're now ready to install this new driver. Inside of our device manager, we should see the Google Glass here, but we'll notice that it's actually got this yellow exclamation mark. That means that the driver that we've got isn't supported. So what we're going to need to do is going to right click Glass 1 and update driver. Browsing the computer, we can just find where we put that driver, which is under here. Clicking next, it's already going to tell me that I've already got the best driver installed because I've already done this step. For you, it will warn you that this is an unsigned driver. This is fine, just accept it and move through, and you'll eventually have updated your drivers and you should see it inside of portable devices, like so. Okay, so now we can actually talk to the Glass. How are we actually going to install stuff? Well, that's where Platform Tools comes in. Inside of our Platform Tools folder, we're actually going to go ahead and just right click in here, open in Windows Terminal. This is obviously Windows 11, but you can just go for a command line and open up the command prompt to CD to this location, or whatever location you've put your platform tools. While we're here, we want to ADB, and we can see it just in the link in the description. We want to ADB reboot bootloader. What this is going to do is reset our Google Glass into the bootloader mode. So let's do that. Give it a couple of seconds just to let that happen. And we can run the command fastboot devices. This is literally just going to check that we definitely have actually installed all of this correctly. I can see that my device is here and it is ready in fast boot mode, ready to go. We've then got to unlock the bootloader. For me, I've already done this, so it's actually going to tell me that it's already unlocked. For you, this will take a couple of seconds, but the bootloader will eventually be unlocked. After this, we are literally just needing to flash each of the images to our glass. I find the easiest way to do this is to take the images from the previous folder that we downloaded and just put them on the root of these platform tools, because then we can literally just paste the code directly in, and it's going to look for boot image in the root folder, which is here. So clicking that, we can see it's sending and writing. That was nice and quick. This second one is not so quick. This is going to take about 60 seconds, maybe a little bit more. So just be patient, it is doing its thing, and we'll come back when this setup is complete. But of course, if this is the first time that you're seeing my face on your screen, then 1, lucky you, and 2, go down there, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification icon so you get notified every time I upload. Okay, so we can see that that's now done, and that took about 105 seconds for me. Next, we're going to want to do the same with the recovery file. And that's done. Finally, we want to erase our cache and user data. We can decide to relock the bootloader when we're done, but this really isn't necessary. So let's just destroy our cache and do the same with our user data. And that's done. Now we can go ahead and unplug our Google Glass and it will start to boot up. This first boot will take 3 to 4 minutes. It is quite a long process, but you will eventually just see the time, which is probably going to be about an hour off. And it's done. That is your Google Glass all set up on the latest firmware, ready to start installing apps. If you're interested in how to install apps, then let me know in the comment section down below, and I will certainly make a video on how to sideload apps onto the Google Glass. So there we have it, guys. That has been how easy it is to get set up with the Google Glass Explorer Edition, upgrading it to the latest firmware, XE24. And if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about the apps you can run and how you would install them, let me know in the comment section down below and I will be sure to do that video. Anyway, guys, my name's been Robert, this has been Review Clue, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.